This is my biggest grocery haul of the year, and I want to go through all of the different things that I did to make sure that we have food security in our house again while sticking to our grocery budget. If you're just meeting me, my name is 𝐂𝐻𝐋𝐿, and this is the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓 Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. Our grocery budget is $135 per person, and there's 2 of us in the house, so my monthly grocery budget is $270. With that grocery budget, I'm also planning ahead and putting some of that grocery money aside every month. So I'm able to stock up when there are sales to get things during harvest time or for larger meat purchases. So I'm using some of the money that was in my savings account, and we will talk through that at the very end of this video. Now, normally I say that I go grocery shopping once every 3 weeks. I really push it out to 4 weeks. There's something that happens in my brain when I think that I only go grocery shopping once a month. But this last time, the spread between going grocery shopping was over 6 weeks because we just moved into our brand new house. If you want to see some of the meals that I'm making to spread out the grocery budget this far, make sure that you check out our series. It's called the Meals Series, and we're up to video number 18 that we've filmed since the beginning of 2025, showing you all the different meals that I make with the ingredients that I buy. So normally I go grocery shopping closer to the 1st of the month. This actually pushed all the way out until September 19th when we finally got moved into the house and had a refrigerator. I did also like the fact that I was pushing it out a little bit closer to the middle end of the month because we're going to start getting into those winter holidays that I want to go buy my groceries around Thanksgiving time and Christmas meal time, so it's better that I'm able to go do that towards the middle of the month. The funny thing is when we were in the Seattle area where we have been born and raised for our entire lives, you always say how long it's going to get to somewhere by how many minutes it's going to take depending on traffic. So the produce stand I used to go to was about 12 miles away, but could take 45 minutes to get home from. And the grocery stores that I went to for this grocery shopping trip were 40 minutes away, but I got to jump on the freeway and got home in 35 minutes. It's an entirely different experience over here on the other side of the mountain. So I did plan my Costco grocery shopping trip wanting to go to the farm stands first. And I knew for sure there was one farm stand that I wanted to check out that people have been talking about, but that I also stopped at 2 other ones that I saw along the way. So at the farm stands, I was really concentrating on seeing what items that I could get in bulk that were also during harvest season. So I got a 50-pound bag of potatoes for $25. That will last me all through the winter. I also stocked up on some cases of tomatoes. The tomatoes were 25 pounds for $18, and I just washed those, cored them, and put them in the freezer so I can use them later in the season. I was also stocking up on things like peppers and onions, which are the lowest price all year long right now. The onions will last all year long. I will probably use them up in the next 2 to 3 months, but you can also slice those and put them in the freezer. And then we were also getting large quantities of peppers that I'm going to slice and dice and put in the freezer. When I went to Costco, I got 2 containers of the grapes. We're gonna film a video for you talking about how to wash grapes, but grapes are in harvest season right now, and it's the perfect time to stock up on those and be excited about the new produce items that are fresh and local. And I got 1 last container of blackberries so we can enjoy those as we are going into the fall. But knowing that berry season is over and we are going to take a break from the berries during the winter time and then be able to enjoy them again when they are in season again. Just because you're getting them from the grocery store doesn't mean it's the freshest and best time to be able to get some of these produce items. And when you can swap them out for new things throughout the year, your family's going to be excited about the new produce items. I like to have some carrots and different veggies out with some high protein dip, and that just makes that snack time healthy, and I don't have to worry so much about them also eating more veggies during dinner time. I also got some green beans. Normally I would just pick these out of our garden, but now we're in an entirely new house and I don't have a garden yet. So I got some green beans. These are the only items, green beans and peas, that I wash differently with the vinegar wash. These only have a 1-minute soak time. So if you're trying to remember all the different tips for washing and storing these produce items, we have videos for almost every single item here on the channel. Make sure that you're hitting subscribe. I also got a big container of spinach and some lettuce and celery, and I was kind of laughing that the lettuce and celery came from Storino's, which was the produce stand that I used to go to when I was back home. We also got some green onions, cilantro, and parsley, and the green onions will last 3 to 4 months. The cilantro and parsley will last around 6 weeks. We have videos for that if you want the tips on having those to last longer. I did get 2 cartons of eggs that were 24 counts, so we have 4 dozen eggs here that will last us through the month. And now that we are finally moved, I can start meal prepping some of those breakfast items that I love to meal prep. For milk, Mike and I are not huge milk drinkers, but I normally get this 𝐂𝐎𝐿 whole milk, and it will last over 6 weeks. I love that as we use it, we can just throw away one of these cartons, and it gives us a little bit more space in our refrigerator. And since I bought 50 pounds of potatoes, I did get a half and half to add to my mashed potatoes. These Baby Bells were on sale for a couple dollars off the container, so I made sure to grab some of those. I like to have some kind of single serve cheese in my refrigerator. It's a great snack for me. I also made sure that I grabbed a block of cheese and some Parmesan cheese. I also made sure to grab some cottage cheese and some Greek yogurt. For meat, we do have half of a beef in the freezer already that I still use the same grocery budget for. If you want to learn more about buying meat in bulk, we have some videos here on the channel for you. I am completely out of having chicken stock here at the house, so I made sure to grab 2 whole chickens, which were only $10.60-ish, and I put those in the freezer. I can easily take those from frozen and put them in the Instapot to cook the dinner for having the whole chicken, and then I'll use the bones to make chicken stock. I also got this 8.5 pound pork loin that I'm going to cut into some pork chops that we're actually going to eat for dinner tonight, and then also save over half of it to make shredded pork with it. And that whole entire pork loin was only $21. Having shredded pork in the freezer is a great, easy meal to be able to pull out to use for a quick dinner. And I got a couple packages of sausage. I make sure to grab these, especially in the fall, because we have a recipe for stuffed acorn squash that I really love. But make sure when you're putting these in the freezer to know that they're only going to last about 3 months in this container like this. If you want it for longer than 3 months, make sure to put it in a glass container or something else that is freezer safe. I also got some Canadian bacon when I was at the store. With the Canadian bacon, I got also a case of pineapple, canned pineapple. I made sure to pick up some pizza sauce and some gyros, and we had some quick and easy personal size pizzas for dinner. I think there are 2 things that are super important when you go grocery shopping, especially when you're only going grocery shopping once every few weeks or once every month, but to make sure that you have something really easy for dinner that night that you're going to grocery shopping, so you can put your energy into putting these items away. And the other thing is a bribe for whoever's bringing in all the groceries. So I make sure to get something that is Mike's favorite snack or his favorite cereal, something that can say that I thought about you and this is for you. I did make sure to stock up on some bread items, which I kind of lump all together, but I got some sourdough bread, some gyros, and some flour tortillas so I can make some of those breakfast meals, and some crunch wrap tacos that I have been thinking about. And before we moved, I had done such a good job for the last couple of months trying to use up things that I had in my kitchen. We had a lot of different things that I wanted to stock up on, so I made sure to stock up on some beans and enchilada sauce and some chilies that I'm going to use to make a couple different dishes. And I got pizza sauce for that quick and easy meal that I wanted to make when I got home from grocery shopping. And then I also got some pasta because we have completely eaten all of the pasta that we had. For baking supplies, the only thing that I was out of was brown sugar, so I made sure to grab some of that. We got some peanut butter. I finally found some sun-dried tomatoes. I don't know why Costco hasn't had them all summer. And some of those frozen items that I already put away that I'm remembering as we are filming this is I did get a big bag of broccoli and peas that are in the freezer. This is my grocery planner where I keep track of all the ingredients that I have in my house, but I also keep track of all of my spending I do for groceries. So this is where I'm able to track that carryover and any other spending that I'm doing on groceries and be able to see how those things fluctuate through the months. The only way that I can tell you these numbers is by actually looking at them, so I'm not even going to try to memorize them. But the carryover number I've had in my grocery account that was from the previous months was $265.80. Now I did buy a tub of honey, a big 12-pound tub of honey that we filmed for a video, but I never talked about in the grocery haul. So that had brought my total down for my carryover to $209.80. And then my grocery budget is $135 per person, so that is $270 for the month. I knew for this grocery shopping haul that I haven't been to the grocery store in 6 weeks, and we were trying to really stock up on things, that I was going to be using some of that money out of the savings account too. So yes, this grocery shopping haul is more than $270, but it was still out of my total grocery money that I have for the year. I stopped at 3 farm stands and I totaled those all together. So that total was $114.20. Now, some of those items we are going to be using for many months, like 50 pounds of potatoes. So that price was a little bit higher, but I'm totally okay with it. And then at Costco, I spent $250.50. So that was only including the groceries that I bought. But do you want to see what else I got? So at Costco, my splurge, which I knew I was going to get if they had them, was tulips and daffodils for our brand new house that doesn't have any flowers in the garden right now. When I totaled everything up, I had them run 2 transactions. So I did all of the groceries first and made sure that it was within my grocery budget, and then with a separate account, I bought the household item that I wanted, which was the daffodils and tulips. At 𝐂𝐿, just getting those odds and end pantry items that I was getting to round out everything else, that ended up being $63. So in grand total of everything, I spent $427.70. So now in that grocery carryover account that I have $52.10, and that number will just keep accumulating over the next few months. This is my zero waste produce guide that goes through 75 items A to Z and how I'm able to keep everything fresh for weeks. And then this is one of the 5 grocery planners that we have. There's 5 different covers so you can pick out which one is best for you. But both of these are linked in a bundle, and there's also a discount code in the description. So make sure that you're checking them out because it has all of my secrets on how I'm able to stick to this grocery budget. And make sure you're also following along for our newsletter. We send out recipes and tips all of the time.